You know the pink ribbons and what they mean. Oftentimes we talk about breast cancer awareness during October, but really it's a topic with year-round importance. Like, did you know that recommendations for when to get a mammogram recently changed? Here to talk about mammograms and everything you need to know is Amanda Scarlett, a mammography supervisor at Norville Breast Center at Alamance Regional. All right, so first and foremost, let's just start off with kind of like the basics. Is a screening mammogram the same as a diagnostic mammogram?
So there is a difference between a screening mammogram and a diagnostic mammogram. A screening mammogram just means that you're not aware of any new concerns or any new breast problems. But a diagnostic mammogram means that you have felt something new. You have noticed changes to the shape of your breast or skin thickening. You have noticed nipple discharge. So these are all signs that you need a diagnostic mammogram. And diagnostic can also mean that the radiologist needs to see you back to further evaluate an area of concern or an area that has changed from your latest screening mammogram.
Okay, so the one that people are referring to when they say, hey, you need to get your mammogram is just the typical screening mammogram.
That's correct. So when you hear get your mammogram, we're talking about that yearly screening mammogram. So think of it as another preventative health maintenance test, just like going to the dentist every year or going to get a physical every year.
Okay, so who needs to have this screening mammogram and how often do they need to have it?
So we follow the same recommendations as the American Cancer Society and the American College of Radiology, and that's for women to start annual screenings at age 40. And sometimes it's even sooner based on a strong family history.
All right, so let's say you are within that age range and you've never had a mammogram, you need a screening mammogram. How do you go about getting an appointment? Like, you're thinking to yourself, is this a specialist? Do I need a referral? That kind of thing.
So some providers like OBGYNs or your primary care doctors, they actually will call and set up your appointment for you, but you can really just call any of our locations directly. And the process over the phone is typically about a 1 to 2 minute conversation. And if you don't have a primary care doctor or an OBGYN, then we can assist you in getting set up with one.
Okay, and there's lots of places to get a mammogram all in our area. So how do you choose a location to have your mammogram? Like, what should you be looking for?
So I would look for a facility that offers 3D imaging. I would also make sure that the radiologists are breast dedicated radiologists that are reading your mammogram. So that just means that these are the experts, these are the specialists. These doctors have gone through residency and fellowship and in just breast imaging. And so other things that I would look for is a facility that is certified through the FDA and accredited through the ACR, which is the American College of Radiology. That just means that they're producing high quality images, and you should be able to find this on a facility's website.
Yeah, that was about to say, that'd be my next follow-up is, okay, where do we find this? And when you look on the website, usually it lists all the doctors and things, and it lists all of those specialties.
Correct.
Okay. All right. So for someone who hasn't had a screening mammogram before, the unknown can certainly create some anxiety, right? You hear all kinds of things about machines that they use and that kind of stuff. So let's go over like the step-by-step. What should a woman expect when they go and get their mammogram?
So when you come in for your mammogram, you can expect the mammographer to go over step-by-step about what's about to take place. We will explain everything to you. We're going to walk you through it. Unfortunately, people have heard horror stories about a mammogram, but technology has changed. Things have come a long way, so it's a lot better than the way it used to be. When we are positioning you for the mammogram, it will be snug, because it's important that we have adequate compression and really spread out those breast tissue layers. We don't want to make sure there's nothing hiding in there. So we want to produce good quality images for the radiologist. And if at any point something is too painful or just unbearable, just communicate that to the technologist, because we'll walk you through it.
Yeah, it's more of an uncomfortable test than it is a hurtful test.
Right. It's snug and it's just for a few minutes. It does not last long at all.
And then one of the other tricks is what you should wear to the mammogram.
Correct. I would suggest that you wear a two-piece outfit. We have these nice little warm gowns that we put on you. That way we try to keep you somewhat covered up as much as possible and just focus on one breast at a time.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break, but we're going to continue on this conversation so that we can talk about mammography and breast cancer as well, so that you can have all the information that you need. We'll be back in just a few minutes.